Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be going over all the new VR games coming this February. I've included timestamps so you can find what you're looking for, and if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more VR content. Let's kick this video off with arguably the biggest release for the month, and that's Aces of Thunder coming to PCVR and PSVR2, which apparently will also be playable on a flat screen. Aces of Thunder will launch with support for physical devices found in flight simulators, HOTAS, or you can use physical hands for true 6-DoF controls, which is how I've been playing it for the last couple of videos on the channel. Aces of Thunder will launch with 29 highly detailed aircraft from World War I and World War II with online multiplayer. The historical campaign will recount famous events in the world of airborne combat across various key theatres of war. Additionally, there will be a proving ground, a mission editor, some separate single-player missions, and at any time you can test any of these various aircraft in any location available in the game. There is also weather conditions that you can change and combat situations. After a very long wait, I am very excited to be dropping a review for this game on February the 2nd for PSVR2 and PCVR. On February the 4th, we have Rhythmic for PCVR. You become a music-driven mage in a fast-paced VR rhythm tower defense game. The music is the source of your power, and you must collect magical particles in tune with the music, and then unleash powerful spells on invading hordes. There's 10 different songs, 3 difficulties, but apparently only 3 different maps and only 3 different enemy types, so I'm not sure how players will react to this when it launches. On February the 5th, we have Evil Inside VR, which is coming to Steam, MetaQuest and PSVR2, but even though I have found a release date, it still seems to be yet confirmed. And this is a first-person narrative adventure that takes you to the 1940s for one final investigation. After months of recovering in hospital, you play Detective John Morley, and you are visited by Lady Marguerite Forsyth, who believes the murder of her daughter that happened 2 decades ago is still unresolved and needs to be investigated. And what begins as a quiet review of an old case quickly becomes a haunting journey into forgotten places and buried truths. Also on February the 5th, we get Orcs Must Die by the Blade for MetaQuest. Now this was meant to be releasing in January, but the developers delayed it for some final polishing. But what I didn't realise is that this is a VR spin-off from a very popular tower defense franchise that's been going since 2011. You play a legendary war mage in an all-new story. You must swing swords, trigger trinkets, punch orcs, set ingenious traps, and rip off orcs' limbs. You get to explore massive fortresses, channel powerful magic, and it can be played in solo or 2-player co-op. And the more I'm learning about this game, the more it's actually piquing my interest, so I'll definitely be dropping a review for this one when it releases. Endless Wonder comes to Quest 3 and Quest 3S on February the 5th, and then there is a Steam VR version that is releasing sometime in March. And this is a colourful VR platformer where you must avoid enemies and their attacks as they try to send you back to your last save zone. And it's apparently got a completely unique control method for VR based on reaction times. The premise is to use these magic sticks that you find to get through the levels and then try and unlock more of these magic sticks and then use all their abilities to finish the levels. Each level is unique in its environment and will have a different set of obstacles and varying enemy types. On February the 6th, we get Crossings for PCVR via Steam, which is already available on Quest, and if you've played it, let me know your thoughts about it down in the comments. This is made by the creators of Budget Cuts, which was a legendary game back in the day for VR, and this is a action-adventure roguelike through an ever-changing landscape of Old Norse mythology. You claim mighty spells and new weapons as you make your way further through each subsequent run, learning from your past errors, and then you can join fellow travellers online or enter the world in friendly co-op. And this game actually looks pretty cool, so I'm probably going to be checking it out. As a regular gym user, I'm always on the lookout for ways to burn calories that help me stay in a calorie deficit, and FitXR is a great way to do this. There's multiple workout types available, from boxing, dance, hit, slam, sculpt and combat, and for every minute spent working out in FitXR you can burn between 8 and 13 calories. And unlike treadmills, FitXR is actually a fun way to help you achieve your weight loss goals, thanks to always having a virtual reality trainer speaking to you to keep you motivated. You can play in VR or mixed reality, you can go in solo or in multiplayer, letting you chat to other players while working out. And there's multiple environments that look really great on Quest 3. When you download the game, there's a 7-day free trial, but if you enjoy it, you can then use my code Gamertag3 to get your first month's membership completely free. On February the 12th, we get Tin Hearts Act 1 for Quest. Now personally, Honestly, I've never played any of these games, but Tin Hearts released quite a while back as an episodic VR puzzle adventure where you command a troop of tin toy soldiers to solve intricate and environmental puzzles, which seems to be like a Lemmings for VR for the Quest. Now, you are known as the Unseen Conductor, and you assign commands to the soldiers to march, jump, build and manipulate physics like toppling dominoes, use wind toys, redirect toy trains, and activate seesaws and jack-in-the-boxes. Viper Vice is coming on February the 13th and is hoping to scratch Quest owners' itch for GTA VR. It's a sandbox world with 3 gangs and you must choose which one you want to work for and then run some missions for your boss. And even though this game is extremely rough and full of jank, I actually found it pretty fun to play in short bursts. But with a $20 price tag, I honestly can't recommend it to adult audiences, but I'm sure some of the younger players will probably lap this up. On February the 14th, we get Rumble, which is already available on Steam VR and has very positive reviews and is now coming to Quest. In Rumble, you must master dozens of unique moves, each with its own powerful effects. You must strike using martial arts inspired poses and then chain your moves together to do some devastating combos. The faster you move and the more complex your movements are, the more creative your attacks will become. You can jump into intense one-on-one arena duels to win battle points, to unlock new moves, gear and customize your character. You can also hang out in park sessions with up to 6 other players to experiment with the in-game physics, play minigames, practice offline with Howard the sparring bot, and Rumble also supports cross-platform play. On February the 26th, we get FA18 Pilot Simulator and is said to be a realistic VR flight sim developed by Taz Systems Corp. Now, these developers are the same guys who brought us the pretty good Flying Aces, but the very underwhelming Flight Unlimited, so I'm a little on the fence with this one, and there's still not even a gameplay trailer, even though it's been delayed by a month already, so please enjoy these screenshots for a second time. You get to fly a FA18 Super Hornet with a fully interactive cockpit using touch controls, and the entire focus seems to be all about mastering flight systems, stability, altitude and landing approaches to aircraft carriers over dynamic oceans. As far as I know, there is no story, and unfortunately there is no combat, but it is priced at only $7. On February the 27th, Silent North from Combat Waffle is leaving early access on Quest. Now, unfortunately, the early access version seems to have left gamers pretty underwhelmed, with it currently sitting with a 3.7 rating on the Quest store. Now, I haven't actually played this game myself in a very long time, and when I did, I found it a very poor experience, which is surprising considering it comes from the same developers of Ghosts of Boar. But let's see if the full release addresses many of the issues players were facing. Extra Dimensional is coming to PCVR, but we still have no official release date, but they have let me know this game is definitely coming this month. You start as a warehouse delivery guy at Megazon, called Max Ventura, when a dimensional rift rips through the factory you work in and you get sucked into another dimension to a planet called E-Raft. And once you're there, you find out you are the Chosen One, armed with quantum gloves, which grant you telekinesis abilities, along with powerful magic. You are the only one who can save this physics playground world from the bad guy currently known as the Emperor. It does sound all a little bit unoriginal, but it does look pretty cool at the same time, so I am looking forward to checking this one out. Frenzied Blood is coming to PCVR this February and features noir aesthetics, and is set at the time of the Great Depression in America in the 1930s. As an idealist by nature, Dr. Phobos invents a formula that gives people back their happiness that they have lost. And in the game, you play a character called Jonathan Kramer, who was severely injured in a car accident, but while in hospital, you are experimented on with new treatments that do heal your body, but also traumatize your psyche. Overall, it actually does sound pretty cool, and I'll be looking forward to playing it. Fixer Undercover is coming to MetaQuest and PCVR, and is a VR puzzle adventure where you play as Agent 404, posing as a prison handyman, and you're there to expose Warden Kozlov's mind-controlling schemes, using tools like screwdrivers, grinders and hammers, all with realistic physics, to solve environmental puzzles. You must cut vents, rewire locks, and improvise escapes. Your drone companion Winston is used as a scout, but is also a useful tool and can hack terminals in the game. And apparently there is already a demo available of Chapter 1 on the Quest store, so if you played it, let me know what you think of it in the comments. Also in February, a new racing game called Raceclub is coming to Quest, and is trying to be the ultimate VR realistic racing sim for standalone. You get to drive Formula V12s and electric cars on multiple tracks with authentic physics and precise handling. There's no campaign story, it is just pure racing with lap times and speed challenges, but apparently there is a multiplayer mode coming later on. Oldest Golden Treasure is an indie VR escape room puzzle game coming in February to PCVR and is already available on MetaQuest. You step into the role of a detective investigating your colleague's sudden disappearance. The story story-driven experience involves solving tricky puzzles, exploring immersive environments like ancient ruins and mysterious temples. You must also break into hidden hideouts and even travel through time to piece together the mystery. The game is inspired by the real Varna necropolis in Bulgaria. This is the site of the world's oldest known processed gold artifacts, dating back to 4000 BC, and the game will integrate authentic historical facts into the game's narrative. Well, that's all I've got for you today. I actually think there's quite a lot there for VR gamers this month. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.